for me to be here with you, and I'm so happy as a Colombian, as a local, that these big events like Cosmoverse and all the Cosmos ecosystem is visiting our country, so I'm so happy about that. Thank you very much for doing this. And today, I'm going to share with you, it's, in my perspective, is like the continuation of the talk about or the chat about DeFi that started 2 days ago and yesterday in the panel. That was amazing. But I want to show you a different perspective, that what happens in Latin America. DeFi is very well used for different use cases, for speculation, for loans, for leverage. That's some of the use cases that we are seeing in the ecosystem. But in Latin America, we have a different perspective. There is some people that is also speculating, of course. But this is, for some people, the unique alternative to, or the only alternative to escape from restrictions or for very unfair financial systems or services in our countries. And that's why I want to share with you why Latin America needs decentralized finance and open finance. I'm going to start by the end. This is a person. I have a permission to show his face. This is a guy from Argentina. And he, like 6 months ago or something like that, he needs to buy a way to transport himself, a car or a motorcycle. And he decides to ask for a loan. So he went to the banks, and the banks asked him for several documents that he cannot fulfill. And the interest rates, and we are going to see the graphics after in another slide, in Argentina to have a loan for this kind of things is up to 100% APY per year. So he said, no, I don't have the possibility to pay those loans. I don't have those documents. But he was saving some cryptocurrencies, so Bitcoin in that moment. So he used that cryptocurrency as a collateral. He asked for a loan to the protocol in US dollar, and he bought his motorcycle. And another case was, I remember very well, a Saturday, I was in my home, and a user in the community asked for help because she had some problems to use Tropykus. And the team was resting that weekend, so I told her, just do a video call. And she told me what was the problem, and we solved it. It was very easy to solve. She didn't left a little amount of money for the gas. It's not her problem, it's our problem in the ecosystem that we need this kind of gas to use our protocols. But she started to explain me why she needs a loan. She was a Venezuelan. We have some Venezuelan friends here. And she was living in Argentina. And because of the situation, economic situation in Argentina, she started to find a new job in other place. And she was very happy because she found it in Paraguay. But the employer told her that the money of the first month will be 1 month after she was expected to have the first salary. And she was alone there. She didn't have any friends. The banks didn't know her. So the alternative was to use their savings, in that case also in Bitcoin, and to have a loan in US dollars to pay the rent. And at the end of the month, she repaid the loan, and everything was okay for her. She told me, you saved me. I didn't have any other alternative. And that is just 2 cases. I can tell you a lot of more, but just 2 cases of people in Latin America using DeFi in real use cases. But what are the problems that we face here? Just to give you this simple example. In Colombia, here in Colombia, or in Brazil, you cannot have a US dollar bank account. If you're Colombian and you go to a bank, they say, no, we don't have that service. We have that service in Panama, but you have to have 20K or something US dollar. And we can open you a bank account in Panama. But we don't have this kind of services. And in places like in Argentina, they have, unfortunately, something that is called the cepo. Is that Argentinas, and we have some Argentinian friends here, they cannot buy, from the past 20 years, more than $200 per month in US dollars, by law. If you try to buy more than $200, you are against the law. And cryptocurrencies, DeFi, decentralized finance, not only offers the possibility to access US dollar, but also to have some very decent yields in US dollars. Inflation. This is very difficult to present these days because change almost every day in the whole world. But I'm going to present you two pictures. This is 2021, the end of 2021. You can see the Venezuelan inflation only in 2021 was 686%. Argentina was 54%. And Colombia, here we had 5.62%. And what is this? What is the inflation? It's a number? It's high? It's low? What does it mean to have a very high inflation? And we are going to see what is happening in the past 12 months in the next slide. But think about this. We all in this room, we have money to pay our food, to pay our rent, to, at the end of the month, maybe save some money or to invest in a trip or something like that. But several people in Latin America have the money to get to the end of the month. They want like $300 or something like that. And right now in Colombia, just to give you an example, the inflation in food is 25%. So that people that 12 months ago had the money to get only to the end of the month and is suffering 25% inflation in food, right now they have to change why they eat. They have to change the food that they are buying in the supermarket because they cannot afford that. What is the situation right now? I'm gonna read this, but Venezuela is, in the past 12 months, 114% is the inflation. Argentina, 78%. Chile, 14%. Nicaragua, 12%. Colombia, 10.8%. And this is not just a number, it's a tax that we have to pay. It's a hidden tax that we have to pay, and that gets poor the people in Latin America. And DeFi and cryptocurrencies and only the access to US dollar is an alternative for us. How we lose purchasing power or our currencies in Latin America only last year. This also changed so fast that it's impossible to present something that it's totally outdated. So 2021, what happened only in 2021? The Chilean peso lost 80%. The Argentinian peso, 17%. The Colombian peso, 14%. The Peruvian sol, 10%. So this is the kind of problems that we are facing with our currencies in Latin America, and that's why the importance is very important to use DeFi in our region. But also, we have a very big amount of people that live their own country. And imagine if for the locals it's very difficult to access financial services. Imagine if you have to go to another place or you choose to go to another place. And in that place, like in the case of the Venezuelan that found the job in Paraguay, the financial services or system don't know you. You don't know anyone. You don't have friends yet or something. And these are, in Latin America, 25 million of people. We are 600 million. And 25 million are immigrants in Latin America. So those people need also an alternative when they have to go to another place. And remittances. This is very weird in my perspective, is that when you send a picture to your family in other countries, it's free, and it's a digital picture. But if you want to send digital money to your relatives in other places, in Latin America, in average, you have to pay 5.5%. In some places, it's up to 12%, like in Brazil. Venezuela is not here, but Venezuela have a very high rate also to do remittances. So DeFi, cryptocurrencies, is an alternative. It's not a speculation. It's that the people use it because they need it, because they need to escape from those problems. And if for any miracle or something you have access to credit, those are the rates for 2021. 2021 was the year with the lowest interest rates in the history. And look that in Argentina, it's legal by the financial system to charge for a microloan 92% per year. Legal. In Colombia, it's 58%. In Peru, is 83%. If you have access, if you have some good luck and you have access, you have to pay this. It's like a circle where the Latin Americans have to pay the debt and ask for another loan and pay the debt, and that is the situation that we are facing. And in decentralized finance, we can find better interest rate because of the benefits of the technology. And what is the situation and the adoption of some Latin American countries regarding cryptocurrencies and DeFi? This is the last study of chain analysis that includes not only cryptocurrencies but also DeFi. And Brazil, and you can see that developing countries are leading the adoption. And the reason that developing countries are leading this adoption is because we have those problems that I presented to you. So Brazil is number 7, Argentina is number 13, Colombia 15, Ecuador 18, according to this study that, for a very weird reason, didn't find the data to include Venezuela, that normally is in the first places of adoption around the world. But when we go deeply to see what is the adoption of decentralized finance, Latin America is not leading. Latin America is adopting more cryptocurrencies, but not yet DeFi. And why is that? Exactly, I don't know, but we can say that 95% or more of the liquidity of DeFi is being used by very large institutions. And those benefits of the technology are being used for the people that is not bad, but the people that have a lot of money. And the people that don't have the money and that need the most this kind of services and benefits is not using the technology. So that's why we created Tropykus. And I'm not going to explain you how a lending protocol works, because you know very well how a lending protocol works, but we're focused on a very easy to use experience and to avoid all of the vocabulary and terms that we use in the DeFi and crypto ecosystem, so we can help Latin Americans to use these kind of services without the knowledge, the technical knowledge and the terminology knowledge that we are using in the ecosystem, and that they can access for savings and loans very easily. We are implementing very interesting features. For example, we are integrating local, they're not stable coins. You cannot call the local currencies or cryptocurrencies stable coins. You have to say they're pegged to the value of the local currencies in Latin America because they are very volatile. Because people in Latin America are looking to save money in US dollar. It's very natural. And when they need a loan, they don't want to have a loan in US dollars. They want to have a loan in local currency. So those are one of the features. You can use a wallet, a non-custodial wallet, only with one click and only with your Gmail. You don't need to write your 12 words or something like that. And that kind of things we are doing in Tropykus to improve the experience of the users and to make it to use it without any restriction of knowledge. Finally, the invitation that I show you all of this data is because we are trying to solve the problem. We are working on that. We are one of many, but we need more. We need your help because the amount of or the size of the problem is so big that we need to do it together. And this ecosystem, the Cosmos ecosystem, is so amazing. I have been learning a lot in the past months and in the past 3 days mainly. And we need you to help us and to join us to solve the problem and also to enjoy us in the Tropykus life, because the life in the Tropykus is good. Thank you very much.